And a pretty good crowd here at the Steelers' home ground, with the breeze blowing in from the Pacific Ocean. And Johnny Peard will just wait for the Steelers to emerge from the tunnel. And they're led out by Tony Smith, the 5'8", who it looks as if will captain the Illawarra Steelers, with Chris Walsh out of the lineup today. The lineup: Riolo at fullback, Wishart and McIndoe on the wings, with Rodwell and McGregor in the centres, Smith at 5'8", John Simon the halfback, and the forward lineup: Russell at lock forward, Dunn and Piccinelli in the second row, Teitzel, Schifilliti and Morrissey making up the pack, though it's likely that Dunn will move up to the front row and Morrissey will actually pack in the second row. There's Morrissey, called up with Chris Walsh, the skipper, out of action with ankle ligament damage, just unable to recover from last week's game against Newcastle. And the Gold Coast, led out by their skipper Keith G, Clinton Mohr, Chris Close, Troy McCarthy. This team has been very competitive in matches this season. It remains to be seen if they can do it today without Wally Lewis and Brett French. Peacock at fullback, Clinton Mohr and Mark Ross on the wings, with Darryl Powell and Troy McCarthy in the centres. Brett Horsnell the 5'8", the halfback is Jeff Bagnall, and the pack: Robert Simpkins at lock forward, Herring and G in the second row, David King, Michael Searle, Chris Close the front row. The coach is Malcolm Clift. Well, you can bet that all the fans here today are Steelers fans, because it's a long trip from the Gold Coast. The referee today is Ian Parnaby. Illawarra couldn't defeat the Gold Coast in 1988 and 89, but last year it was 2 wins to Illawarra at the Gold Coast and at home at Wollongong. What will it be today? Referee Parnaby says let's get underway, and it goes down there to David Riolo, just on his own quarter line. Ball holding up in the breeze. And Johnny Peard, do you think that breeze is going to play much of a part in the match?
Well, I think it's strong enough to be an advantage to either side. The Gold Coast have got in the second half, of course, but Illawarra will be looking for a quick start, because after last week's failure against Newcastle, they'll want to get on the board.
Back to John Simon for the kick. And it's bouncing past Clinton Mohr, taking the bounce too into the in-goal area. Well, that breeze certainly helped that kick along.
It's not only an indication of what the breeze is like, it's also an indication of how hard this ground is, as the ball just bounced end on end and just rolled straight over the dead ball line here. But both sides are guilty last week of making plenty of mistakes, and Illawarra, as you said, are behaving, they keep their mistakes to a minimum today. New rule that's coming out where you're not allowed to pinch the ball, and I think a lot of fans will be happy that they're bringing that in.
Yes, it's been talked about in recent weeks, and this week the International Board decided to outlaw stealing the ball. Here's McGregor. McGregor trying to get away from Peacock. He's got support there, and out goes the pass to Wishart. Wishart sprinting down the touchline, brings the ball around to the post. Great try from Illawarra, moving the ball quickly to the right-hand side. They got the overlap with McGregor, who sprinted downfield, and as Peacock came to him, that was a great pass from McGregor, one-handed, flicking it out the back to get the ball to the unmarked winger. From their own side of halfway, from the scrum, Smith does well to break a tackle here. Then he looks out wide, and there was the overlap, and McGregor takes off. Peacock up there, the fullback, but once Wishart saw an open space in front of him to the line, it was shut the gate, and a good try to Rod Wishart, his 3rd of the season.
Yeah, we have a look here, standing up the tackle, the decoy, Riolo there. Smith comes out and pushes off Troy McCarthy here, and they had the numbers as Powell's forced to come inside, but this is a great ball out the back door here. Have a look at this from McGregor. There's Wishart backing up, and it just becomes a race as he outspeeds McCarthy, who tries to atone for the missed tackle early.
Wishart posted an Illawarra record against Canterbury in March with 1 try and 8 goals. So he's off to a pretty good start today. He's up there in the highest scorers in the competition. Taking his time. Jiggle, and hits it cleanly and adds the 2 points. So Illawarra, after just 7 minutes, lead by 6 points to 0. The backs are deep and well spread. Out it goes. Smith works it to Dunn coming through. Russell now. Dummying Ian Russell. Rodwell was knocked over off the ball. Teitzel keeps it alive. Good pass out to Wishart. Wishart only 5 metres out. John Simon, but crunched over the touchline. Great tackle there by Clinton Mohr. He's come from the far wing to make that tackle.
It's only early days yet.
Chris Close with a good strong run, gets into the clear, gets a pass away, and with it goes the centre. Powell. Back on the inside was support, but it's been knocked down by Smith.
The offside play there as Rodwell comes back in an offside position.
McCarthy kicking into the breeze. Should still get the distance. Right in front. Waved away though. Rodwell has it. Teitzel has men outside him. Morrissey's there. McCarthy cuts him down, but on it goes to Schifilliti. Out to Rodwell now. Rodwell for the corner, but he bustled into touch. Good tackle once more. Danny Peacock was across.
Yeah, the defence very loose there, failing to move up there as the ball goes to Les Morrissey, who offloaded a good ball here to Rodwell there. But have a look at this fine tackle here by, just taking him into touch before Peacock pushes him into touch.
Very nearly got that ball down.
Yes.
Smith's involved in everything, just standing 1 or 2 off the ruck. Schifilliti has Riolo in the gap now. Riolo for the corner with McIndoe, and McIndoe brings it around. Simply executed from the scrum. They hit it into the open side, took the tackle, came back to the blind side on the next tackle, found the gap with Riolo spearing through, and he used his winger neatly. 10-0 to Illawarra now. Hitting it back to the blind side. Schifilliti with a good pass here. Riolo going into space as Simpkins went in to make the tackle, left the hole. McIndoe comes around for the try.
Yeah, we said before, if they also lose Steve Walters, Queensland, they've got a good replacement in this Schifilliti here. They took the ball 2 in from the scrum, and they returned back with Riolo coming in, and an easy try here for Alan McIndoe. You won't get many easier than that. Beautiful pass there from Simon. But what Schifilliti is, he draws 2 players there. He drew Robert Simpkins out of position there, and Riolo just cutting through a hole. Gives a simple play for Alan McIndoe to put it over the line.
McIndoe scored 14 tries in 18 games with Penrith last season. A tremendous acquisition for Illawarra.
Probably a little bit unlucky that he wasn't in the Queensland State of Origin side. He had a poor game last week, and maybe that had something to do with it.
And Rod Wishart to attempt the conversion. "12 metres in from touch. Hits it well, swinging away with the breeze though. Didn't allow enough. And just outside that left-hand upright, it's 10-0 in favour of the Steelers. Here come the runners in Teitzel. They're only 5 metres out. Teitzel spinning in the tackle. Couldn't get his arms free. Only 2 metres out now. Illawarra, there's plenty of options here in attack. The play the ball has been interfered with. And will it be a sin-bin?
Well, Chris Close blowing up there, but that was a pretty strong tackle on Craig Teitzel as they back slammed him.
Behind this kick, should travel fairly straight towards the posts. Wishart hits it well. He hasn't missed from the right-hand side. That's a good kick, and Illawarra lead the Gold Coast by 12 points to 0. And there's a few of the happy Illawarra fans.
Another fan who'll be happy is Bede Warrington. Warren, he's recovering in the Port Kembla Hospital. He's a great old Steeler fan, so I'm sure he'll have a smile on his face today. They created a 3-on-2 situation there, and they didn't know how to finish it off.
King changes direction with Herring. Herring out of one tackle, still going Ray Herring. Herring's going to go all the way. Some poor defence, but good work from Herring. Shows some determination and pace. He's a mobile player, Ray Herring. Usually a hooker, but he can play quite nimbly in that back row, and he stepped out of some defence here, in close to the ruck, changing the angle, away from Ian Russell's tackle, comes to the fullback Riolo, pushed away from him and Schifilliti, only 10 metres to the right of the posts. The Coast need this. And it's Waff, the upright, bad kick by McCarthy. He's not looked good with his 2 attempts. It's 12 points to 4 in favour of the Steelers. Up goes the chant just before half-time. Steelers scrum win. Smith. Only a couple of minutes remaining till the break. Russell throwing, showing the dummy on the inside. 10 metres out. Dunn. Dunn is close. Bill Dunn driving to the line. Schifilliti sends it out to Simon. The defence moving up quickly. Simon gets a great ball away to Russell. Russell, dummy, still going as Ian Russell. Keith G just getting hold of him. The pressure right on the Seagulls here. Schifilliti from dummy half. Offloads it to Simon. Oh, it goes to Piccinelli. Teitzel. Teitzel stands. Piccinelli once more. Has a go himself. Inside of Schifilliti, and he crashes over for the try. Good offloading, keeping the ball alive by the Steelers.
It was certainly great work there, wasn't there? But Teitzel, what a ball he got away.
16-4. A handy half-time lead will be the Steelers. Schifilliti, as they get it away. Simon onto Piccinelli, who handles a couple of times. Teitzel hits the line with enough power to jump out of the tackle. Back to Piccinelli, and finally the defence ran out as the backup once more there from Schifilliti. Good try.
Yeah, plenty of urgency shown the Steelers here. The name of the game is keep the ball alive here. And just watch Craig Teitzel as he comes on that ball. Should have been locked up there by Michael Searle, but Piccinelli gets back, cuts back towards the goal post, and the ball put under the post here by Schifilliti.
Schifilliti studying for a Bachelor of Mathematics, and he does quite a bit of scheming from dummy half. That was a good try. Wishart a little bit closer this time, just to the left. Can he add two more? And again, it heads a little towards the left-hand side, but this time it's through, and it's 18 points to 4 in favour of Illawarra. There's been some patchy football by Illawarra, some very good attack, occasionally a few defensive lapses as McIndoe is upended right on half-time. So both teams can improve on their efforts in the second half, but that try has really skipped the Gold Coast away to a handy lead at half-time. It's Illawarra 18, the Gold Coast 4. Referee Parnaby gets us underway. Wishart getting underneath this kick, and plenty of pressure coming through quickly. That appeared to be a deliberate tactic to get through quickly underneath that kick and try and bustle Ray Herring as he took that ball. Inside the Gold Coast half now. Schifilliti has a go. Out it goes, quickly moving it out wide to McIndoe. McIndoe down the touchline. McIndoe going all the way with Peacock across. McIndoe scores his second try. Fine try it was to Alan McIndoe. Well, that just shows the finishing ability he does have. It may have been not quite there last week against Newcastle, but plenty of speed and determination to fly down that wing. Schifilliti getting it out. Plenty of support there. On it goes to McIndoe. McIndoe in the corner as Peacock came across. Did he get the ball down okay? Yes. Good try.
Yeah, certainly good try. Once again, great work from Schifilliti. The Gold Coast were offside here, but he goes to short blind here, and bad positioning there by Clinton Mohr, is it? And we have a look here. Alan McIndoe just beating the cover, but Peacock coming over and just can't quite make the tackle.
Bill Dunn, it was slipping the pass away to McIndoe. We just gave him credit for busting the line. There he was with good work on the edge of the ruck. In fact, I think McIndoe needed a reconstruction but decided against it, didn't he? And may have decided to play on without it, and well, he's bounced back.
Well, last year he put it off because of the kangaroo tour, hoping that he...
So Wishart with a difficult kick, only half a metre in from touch. The breeze also to contend with will blow across the path of the ball. A good-looking kick off the boot. That's a fine kick from Rod Wishart. 2 more points, and Illawarra appear to have this game safely in the bag. It's 24-4. Schifilliti standing one wide of the ruck. Out it goes to Smith. Smith is over in open space. Peacock coming across. McGregor's there, but Smith could have the pace to go all the way. The pass inside for McGregor looked as if it could have been a little forward. McGregor couldn't get to it anyway. On the blind side once more, it's Teitzel, and this time they're free. He's got 2 men outside him, Teitzel, holding up the pass. Now he gets it away. McIndoe. On the burst is Piccinelli. Good football. Rodwell looking for one more pass. Couldn't quite get it. Interference in the play of the ball. The referee allows play on. The Coast moving up very quickly out wide. McGregor. And now the penalty comes. Good refereeing. Ian Parnaby there. The Gold Coast were all up inside the 5. He played the advantage and now gives the penalty. It allows them to curl them back towards the post a little more. Wishart with this boot. It's wide, pushing it out to the right. The ball is in the in-goal area. It's play on, or is it? No. Almost losing the ball, just hangs on. Only 15 metres out from their line. It's the last tackle. Horsnell with a bit more room to kick this time. Riolo across. Riolo runs away from Searle with ease. Little man on big man. Into the open spaces. Needs to use his supports now. Teitzel. Pass knocked down by Mohr. Play on with Illawarra regathering. Schifilliti, Piccinelli, McIndoe for the corner, racing away from Peacock. McIndoe comes around. Another superb try. His third, Alan McIndoe. Taking advantage of the bounce of the ball there. Illawarra quickly continuing the attack. 28 points to 4 now. A hat-trick of tries to McIndoe. It started from the kick by Horsnell. Riolo beats Searle with ease here. The big fella couldn't go with the little fullback. He worked across field and then links up with the support. Teitzel had the pass knocked down. Mohr couldn't regather. Schifilliti did very well there to pick it up. Piccinelli quickly kept it going to McIndoe, and there's no stopping the Emerald Express. He races away for number 3.
Strange enough, this is probably Illawarra, Gold Coast's best kick, but a poor chasing team there as Tony Durham misses Riolo, but the ball should have finished here. Someone should have wrapped that loose ball up. But as Warren said, great work by Schifilliti once again to give the ball to Piccinelli, who gives Alan McIndoe virtually a clear run to the line. He just beats a tackle there by Peacock. But strange, really. That was just about the Gold Coast best kick and a poor chasing team. Maybe they were surprised.
Wishart, 11 metres in from touch, looking for 2 more. Rubs the salt into the wound if he can put it over. A reasonable looking kick, and the flags are up. Rod Wishart having a pretty good day with the boot. He's missed 2. It's 30 points to 4. And here's a break straight up the middle by Dunn. He's got speed as well. Looking on the outside of Schifilliti. He goes the other way to Piccinelli. Back to Schifilliti. Changing direction. Great football. And last man to finish it off is Kissell. No, he'll use McIndoe for 4. 4 tries to Alan McIndoe. What a day he's having. He's on the end of a pretty good set of Illawarra players today. They're giving him room to move, and he just loves finishing in the corner. Dunn here with the break. The defence was pathetic. Open spaces, but this was where it got very good football. Piccinelli and Schifilliti doing well, changing the angle. Schifilliti cutting across to Kissell, backing up well, and there it was for Alan McIndoe.
So have a look at Billy Dunn. He cuts to his right. Now he steps off his right foot here, but he selects. He had Schifilliti on his right there, but he selects the ball back to Piccinelli on the left. And the ball comes back to Schifilliti, who's been in everything today, and he just picks out Tony Smith in support here, and he gives the ball. That's Kissell, and he gives the ball to Alan McIndoe for his 4th try. That's his 2nd and 2 minutes, Warren. So the floodgates are beginning to open.
17, James Mathews has come onto the field and taking over the goal kicking. And it's not a bad-looking kick either. Taking over from Rod Wishart, had the length, but not quite the accuracy. The Seagulls are starting to swing around above us like buzzards, waiting for the kill. The Gold Coast on the ropes as Smith goes down the centre. Back inside is Dunn. Great pass on to McGregor. McGregor could go all the way. Out it goes to another backup player on the far side. Across comes the defence. Into touch is Kissell. No, not in touch, just short. Last tackle it is. Russell. Teitzel. Quickly on to McGregor. This time they might score. And it's McIndoe with 5. 5 tries to McIndoe. He might top the try-scoring list for the season in one day, the way he's going, because there's still 20 minutes remaining. 5th try to McIndoe. He thinks it's Christmas. They kept the ball alive after great play in the previous tackle led up to this, and McIndoe pulling away from the tackle. Well, the Gold Coast defence has been cut to ribbons here in the last few minutes.
Well, Teitzel almost playing, just treating them with scorn here as McIndoe goes in for his 5, but that was, as you said, great play. 3 tries in 3 minutes for Alan McIndoe, 5 minutes.
A little bit of handiwork there from Russell and slipping it back to Teitzel. The big fellow stood in the tackle. McGregor knew the way to the line, and a good pass to McIndoe to finish it off. 5 tries. Not many wingers have done that, and they all enjoy it, I can assure you.
Well, all the Steelers fans are very happy, but I just wonder what the look would be on Malcolm Cliff's face at the moment.
I think his face would be grey to match his hair. Mathews with another attempted conversion. Solid kick, and it's through. He really thumped that one. So the score mounts. Illawarra racing away with this match, 40 points to 4 now. Russell, Smith again. Out it goes to McGregor. Inside is Kissell. They're keeping the ball alive beautifully. There's only 3 or 4 Gold Coast players on the far side. Last tackle, Russell over the top. It goes, knocked down, but they're up inside the 5. The tap from Schifilliti. On the blind side is Dunn, and he gets a pass away, and it's gone loose. Riolo was on the fly, waiting for the pass. Could be very handy. Here's Chris Close, bursting his way on the blind side.
He deserves a try. I would like to see him score for Gold Coast.
And another runner on the blind side is Peacock, but he can't hang on to the pass. It was the last tackle. Been a good effort from Peacock, in a beaten side. Made a couple of good tackles in the first half as well.
Yeah, let's just have a look here. He comes down the blind as Chris Close did the previous tackle there. And, the ill-directed pass.
The cheer goes up as the crowd are told that Alan McIndoe has broken the try-scoring record for the club. Of course, McIndoe started out with Illawarra, then went over to Penrith for a couple of successful years. But, when he scores 5 tries, they've welcomed him back. Powell gets a pass away to Herring, who had a man all over the top of him. Well, there's been some sloppy football in this match from the losing side. Smith tried to hold up the pass, but Kissell didn't really come onto it. There was a little hole there for him if he'd read what Smith was trying to do. Schifilliti. McGregor gets the pass away to Mathews. Mathews was one to beat. Scrambling for the line, but he's left it behind. He stepped and changed direction beautifully to get away from Keith G, but then lost his balance. It was good football by the fullback. A chance out wide. The chant goes up for McIndoe. Rodwell inside to Russell. Still hunting is Russell. Pass has gone forward. No. Dragged out by the Gold Coast, according to the referee. Schifilliti. Riolo, good burst from Riolo. Oh, Riolo showed acceleration there. That's a great try. He really shot off the mark there.
Yeah, great work there by Schifilliti once again. He's virtually been involved in every try.
So the 8th try posted by Illawarra. Schifilliti, as Arthur said, has had a hand in all of them, but Riolo was the one who really made the most of it. Schifilliti holds up the ball beautifully. Riolo away from G's tackle. Too much pace for Peacock. It just shows the pace off the mark. Riolo, from that, he's a man who sprints over the first 20 metres, probably a lot quicker than the last 20.
Well, this is just sheer speed, and Peacock out of position there, just beaten pointlessly. Just putting that ball underneath the post.
Illawarra Junior, David Riolo. And Mathews with a chance right in front. So the flags are up, and it's 46 points to 4, and there's 5 minutes remaining. We can't wait to get their hands on the ball. Schifilliti, good pass out to McGregor. McGregor straight through. Russell trying to back up. McIndoe couldn't get there that time. In fact, McIndoe seemed to pull up a little slowly then.
He's still got that bad limp, hasn't he?
Bad pass thrown wildly there. Illawarra bouncing back to more like what has been their true form for this season. Here's Morrissey with a good ball out to McGregor. McGregor cuts back inside. Now McIndoe has it. You can hear the call belt him. So they know who's done most of the damage against them. But it's full time. So a spiteful finish to the match. but for the most part it's been all Illawarra, and the Gold Coast, well, no answer at all today, and their defence very poor. I just looked down at Mark Ross, who shakes his head as he leaves the field. Illawarra have smashed the Gold Coast. Illawarra 46, Gold Coast 4.
Come on, mighty Wollongong with the Illawarra Steelers. You can't go wrong with the men so strong. Gonna give them the taste of steel. And la 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 la.